Okay, friends, time for round two of Coffee Talk. We have made it nearly 34 hours into September.
We're over the hump.
I know what you're thinking. Where are the fun facts? Here they are. Let's start with the name of the ninth month. September comes from the Roman word septum, which actually means seven. What's up with that?
Okay.
Yes, I know you were thinking something else.
Yeah.
September was the 7th month of the year on the Roman calendar, but it became the 9th month later. Those Romans believed September was looked after by the god of fire, so they anticipated fires and volcanic eruptions. So you can imagine with those fears, it makes sense that the birthstone for September is the sapphire, which is said to reduce inflammation, treat fever, and also act as a lucky charm.
All you got to do is eat it.
I think you're doing it wrong.
Oh.
We always like full moons in the fall, and this month's full moon is called the harvest moon. It is the fullest moon of the year.
Way fuller than all those other wannabes.
To be made there too. And it happens this Sunday, September 7th. I'll be celebrating. Of course, Labor Day is in September. That was yesterday. But so is Constitution Day. That is September 17th, marking the day the U.S. Constitution was adopted. The first day of fall is Monday, September 22nd. One more fun fact. There are more pop and classic songs with the word September in it than any other month.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy to me, isn't it? Because not a ton rhymes with it.
I know.
You'd think May, June.
Yeah.
Bit easier.
Could have been,
September.
yeah, they could have been easier on themselves.
Yeah, really.
But here we are.
All right. Thank you, Laura.